Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be working on this Game Boy Advance SP. Had bought it off someone. Apparently a cat had gotten to it and dropped it off a shelf, so this thing is like completely destroyed. They were able to use some glue to kind of put some things back together, but the super glue kind of froze the case to itself, and now the L button doesn't work. Value button still slides, which is good. Miraculously survived and still turns on, but you know, the shell's destroyed, and so we're gonna be replacing it today. I don't actually have a real good shell. I do have this donor shell. It's off my wife's old Game Boy Advance, so I was like, oh, I'll just use this. So this is what we're gonna be replacing it today. Alright, I'll just get started on taking this apart. There are going to be, I forget what screws are in this exact model, but let's go through and find which ones they are. Here I have a tri-wing screwdriver. I believe it's a 2.5, if it'll focus on that. 2.5, that'll be for these screws in here. You can't really see in there, but oh yeah, seems to fit and turn pretty well. So we'll have our 2.5 tri-wing out, and we'll also get our, let's see, I have a Phillips 00 or Phillips 2-watt for the battery, and that is perfect. So we will be using these, and we'll start taking it apart. So already there is quite a bit of glue right here stuck, and as you can see, it just chipped off and it broke out. So this kind of sucks for this old shell, but unfortunately these things happen. Seems like it's in okay condition. I'm not sure if you can see from the camera, but it has a bit of swelling to it just right here in the center. It should be fine in the meantime. This one is a Tri-Wing 2.0. Is what we'll be using. Alright, let's keep taking this apart. This is what we'll be using for the back of the battery case. Alright guys, had to switch over to a Tri-Wing 1.5 for this piece right here. Did not have it in a longer screwdriver, but I did have it in one of this kind of screwdrivers with replaceable bits. So I'll just keep going. Well, that is one way to take off a shell. Looks like it broke, which I knew it was gonna break. But let's kind of keep going, see how much glue there's in here. Feels bad doing this, but not much else you can do with this. Well, as you can see, it took the actual physical button with it, right there. Alright, perfect. So we've detached the screen from the motherboard. Start focusing on removing the actual glue from the board because there's quite a bit of glue on this. So I'd have to get a brand new shoulder button now. Only issue is I don't have one. So I'm gonna go ahead with the new shell just so this board can be safe, and I will be ordering some buttons, and then I guess I will post a video on how to replace those shoulder buttons. Alright. So now let's work on getting the screen out of here. Stuff, get rid of the speaker, D-pad. Get this stuff out of the way. You know, if it wasn't for and breaking, this shell's pretty nice condition. The board's in pretty great condition. Just quite a bit of glue everywhere. There we go. Save that diffuser. Okay. Always a screw underneath the ribbon cable, so when you're gonna take off the screen, remember there's one tiny screw right there, and I think that's my 00. Quite a bit of glue on that. I could feel the tension on it. So I'll take that off also. If I can get it to come off. There we go. And that should release this piece right here, so it's a middle piece of the screen. Now this should be able to come out of there. These little things are always hard to get out. They're always covering some screws inside of them. Be careful not to stab yourself. I already did it once, right? There you can see. But yeah, just be careful when you're using these. Anything with a fine tip or a pointed edge to remove these things. They got some adhesive on the back, so quite a bit tricky to get them out. I kind of like to take the point of it and see if I can create an opening in here. Once I do that, I like to twist around the rim of the hole, see if I can shove the first prod in there and then use the other one to squeeze tension on it and pull and lift out. You really don't need to do this if you're not going to be saving these, but when you are trying to save these, which I won't be saving these because the shell's going in the trash, but on other ones that you're going to replace shells with, or just fixing something, it helps so you don't cut it up and poke holes in them as much. Alright, and there's the last one. Perfect. So now we'll go ahead with the removal of these screws. Okay, got all the screws out. Time to lift off this cover and see what we got. There's also cracked right here, so pretty much useless. And here is the AGS 101 screen. Alright, now let's focus on installing the screen into the donor shell. Here is the cover of it. So let's just go ahead and continue to put this back together in reverse of what we just did to remove the shell. So let's go ahead and apply some pressure. Now with these screens and these plates, you do not want to tighten up these screws too much. Too much pressure could cause damage to the LCD, and you do not want bleed marks on it, because that's what will happen when you over tighten these screws. So just snug enough to be flush where it's meant to be. So one thing you will have to get out of this is the hinges. And the hinges themselves are actually very hard to get out. You kind of have to like push from the inside out and make sure you don't break them. They are a little difficult to get out. All right, here is second shoulder button. So let's go ahead and put this thing through, coming at an angle. Like that. All right. Line it up. Then these shoulders have like a little key on them. So, and this, you can kind of see they will slide in together. Just like that. Slides right over. Let's get the other one and slide it over. Okay. So I've got this little screw back in underneath the ribbon cable. Now let's go ahead and line up these shoulder. There is a specific way these go in, so it should be. Okay, so line it up again. Right like that. Kind of goes in halfway. Okay. Okay, perfect. Yep, let loose it on. Alright, cool. Let's get started on the next part of this. Alright, I got it in, so now I got the screen in, so now let's just go ahead and start putting back the membranes. I have the screen ribbon inside the connector, and I just got the buttons and gummies in it, so the buttons can only go in a specific way This one has keys that are top, bottom, and right. This one has keys that are in a triangle. And then don't forget your diffuser and all your selecting A, B, and brightness buttons. Just put the gummy covers on. Should be good. I also am almost forgetting my power switch, which is right here. So put that in. Just like that. All right. Now let's put these 3 screws in that go in the motherboard. You don't want to tighten them up too much. Okay, let's go ahead and cover this up. You'll see that there's some stuff missing. So I don't have the button, and I won't be getting one anytime soon, so I'll just put this all back together like as if there was one, and it'll be fine. Pretty much set that in, set in pretty good. And let's go ahead and put the other screws back in. Alright, pretty much got everything else in. Just gonna put in the battery. And set that in there. Does feel a little bloated, but we'll find a fix for that later. Alright, here it is. Like I said, it's not the best fix because I don't have all the parts for it, but I at least got it out of that shell because it was a little hazardous and dangerous. So plug this in and let's see if it works. Let's see if I... Alright, thanks for watching, and comment down below if you have any questions or if you'd like me to look into something. Thank you for checking out my channel, and like and subscribe.